It's alive! Heroclix competitive scientist theme team coming right up. Alright, so this is our scientist theme team. I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick rundown of who's in the on the team here, and then we'll go over each individual figure. So this is a 300-point competitive team set up for when rotation happens, probably in June of 2018. We have 2 Dr. Octopuses. We have Fugitoid from TMNT Wave 2. We have a Red Leader Prime. We have a Moira McTaggart. We have an Enchanted Crowbar, and we have a Cyclops Faculty ID card. The free ID card that we're using with Moira McTaggart for right now is the X23 All-New Wolverine ID card, but it could switch to a couple different ones that we'll talk about when we talk about. Alright guys, so the first figure that we have up on this team is actually for 2 of the 5 figures on this team. These are the main attackers. These are the Dr. Octopuses from the 2016 year. This is the M16001. These came out, I believe, in October of 2016, so they should be good after rotation. So these guys are on here. They are 80 points each. They have the Sinister Syndicate team ability, which we're not going to be taking advantage of. They have improved movement, ignores elevated terrain. They have the Scientist and Sinister Syndicate keywords. They start off with a 9 movement with stealth, 10 attack with nothing, 16 defense with willpower, and 3 damage without wit. The main reason they're on here is because you can just get so many attacks off with these guys. So it's for their trait. The arms of the octopus, it says at the beginning of your turn, place up to 2 tentacle pair tokens on this card, maximum 2. Modify Dr. Octopus's defense value by +1 for every tentacle pair token on this card. Give Dr. Octopus a power action, remove 1 or 2 tentacle pair tokens from this card, and until your next turn, Dr. Octopus can use the Giant Reach ability, locks his damage value at his printed value, and can use Flurry once as a free action for each tentacle pair token you removed from this card. So what I did is, since I have 2 of these guys, what you would do is at the beginning of your turn, you take a power action to remove, with each of them, to remove both pairs of tentacle tokens, giving each of them 2 separate flurries, which would give them 4 attacks each, so 8 attacks in total, with a locked damage value of 3. This is important because Peace Machine seems to be a big thing right now, so really you can't do more than 3 damage. And then there's a few other things too that make it so that you can't really increase what you're doing as far as damage goes, so I felt that the 3 damage isn't that bad. And then when you calculate in the number of attacks, it would actually be able to deal 24 damage between these 2 figures with the 2 outwits that they bring to the table. So they are just really potent, and I feel like they are going to be able to get the job done as the main attackers. That 10 attack is a little low, but we're going to talk about how we're going to address that with the next figure. Alright, so the next Heroclix that we have on this team is Red Leader from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set, 13B. He is a Prime, he has the Thunderbolts and a Scientist keyword. Again, remember we are going with that Scientist theme team. His first trait has nothing to do with this team because it would be for a Thunderbolts keyworded figure other than himself, and there are none on this team, so we're just going to skip over that. He starts off with a 0 range, 1 bolt, has a 8 movement with sidestep, 10 attack with nothing on it, 17 defense with super senses, and 2 damage with a special. And that is the reason he's on this team, is that special. And it's Genius level intellect, even if it kills me. Outwit, perplex. Red Leader may use perplex as a power, and if he does, modify the chosen combat value +2 or -2 instead. It was ruled on the WizKids forum that he gets a regular free perplex. He's actually able to influence stats +3 or -3 if you use them all on the same stat. And that's why he's on here. Typically with the Dr. Octopuses, people like to run the Superior Foes of Spider-Man Kingpin with him to give them an 11 attack with the Sinister Syndicate team ability, which is good, but you're not really getting anything out of them other than that. And I feel that being able to, for the same points, get one of them up to a 13 attack, or one of them up to a 13 or a 12 attack, and the other to an 11 attack, that this guy's just a better pick. Plus, he maintains theme, and he brings that extra outwit to the table to bring us up to 3 outwits for the team. So that's why he is on here, plain and simple, for his +3 perplex that he's going to add to our attack values. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need on this team is a way to move around. A popular thing with the Dr. Octopuses to use is Overdrive, because it grants him a theme team, and he's a very good character to keep your team mobile, but we wanted to maintain the theme team for this. So we went with Fugitoid, and I actually believe he brings a couple more things to the table. If you notice with the Dr. Octopuses, they don't have any movement attack, but their trait doesn't dictate that they have to immediately use those free flurries as soon as you give them the power action to remove the tentacle pair tokens. So what you do is before you move, you just take that power action. And that's how a lot of people are getting around that no movement attack, and then using somebody like Fugitoid or Overdrive to bring them in. Fugitoid's on this team for the special on his movement, but his trait is also pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look. His keywords are TMNT Ally, Robot, and Scientist. Again, Scientist theme team. Has a 7 movement with a special, which we'll talk about in a minute. 9 attack with nothing. 17 defense with toughness. And indomitability, 2 damage. So nothing great there. But again, we talked about that he's on here just to be a taxi. His trait is running from the Federation and Triceratons for years. It states Fugitoid can use Energy Shield Deflection and Stealth. When an attack misses Fugitoid, after action resolves, you may place him up to 3 squares away from his current square. So that's pretty good. 19 defense at range, and being able to, maybe readjust him for a better extract isn't bad. Then we have the special on his movement, which is Inventor of the Transmat. It says Fugitoid can use Phasing Teleport with a speed value of 12. When he does, he can use the carry ability to carry up to 4 characters, but only those that share a keyword with him. So nobody on our team has TMNT Ally or Robot, but they do all have Scientists, which is why we went with that theme team. Also, it's really going to be helpful for us to pick map, getting that +5 map roll. Just going to be a big deal. If you push him to click 2, he gains Outwit to get us a 4th Outwit on this team. And then as you can see on the card later on, he does gain support, so you are able to heal some characters up if you want to. And the Indomitability means that you're going to be able to definitely keep your team on the move and hopefully safe. Alright, and here we are with the last character on this team, Moira McTaggart from X-Men Xavier School. She has the X-Men and Scientist keyword, and she's actually the thing that made this team possible. I've been looking at this team for 400 point limited for ROCs, because if you noticed, I need 1 action each for the Dr. Octopuses to remove 2 tentacle pairs. I need an action token for the Red Leader to be able to power action to get somebody up to a 13 attack. And I need to be able to give Fugitoid an action to carry everybody to where they need to go to make my attacks. So I needed 4 actions in a 300-point format. And Moira McTaggart, in her beautiful self, made that possible via her Headmaster X-Men trait, which is Leadership, Perplex, but only to target another friendly character with the X-Men keyword. During force constructions, you may include 1 student ID card on your force without adding its cost. And then if you push her to click 2, she also gains an Outwit, gaining you 5 Outwits for this team, which is just insane. That's a ton of Outwit. But the Leadership, since they reworded Leadership and everybody on this team has Scientists, she can literally pull a token from everybody on this team, which is fantastic. She gives us that 4th action that we desperately need to make this thing actually work. And as an extra little perk, she brings in a student ID. So for right now, I'm just using the all-new Wolverine ID with the 50-point X23 from the Uncanny X-Men Fast Forces, but that's not going to be legal after rotation. So I'm looking right now at Rusty for another for a ranged attacker. Also Leech and possibly Sprite are going to be who the student ID cards are. And then while we have her on the field, we're going to talk about the other ID card that I have, and that's actually another perk of her, is we're using Cyclops, and we are using the 50-point Cyclops Super Rare from X-Men Xavier School as our call-in. Fugitoid, Red Leader, both Dr. Octopuses can call him in, so I feel like I have a good chance of getting him in. He has an 11 attack for 3 damage with, depending on where I'm at on the map, he has at least Precision Strike, but possibly Psychic Blast. With Moira's Perplex that she can use on characters with the X-Men keyword, which he has, that can get him up to an 11 attack for 4 damage, or an 12 attack for 3 damage. And then if I wanted to also toss on the Perplexes from Red Leader if I needed to for a turn, that could be a, what would that be, a 13 attack for 5 damage if I wanted to split it up like that. Or it could be a 14 attack for 4 damage, or a 12 attack for a whopping 6 damage from a 50-point call-in. I think that's just crazy. Plus he breaks up blocking terrain. Really good call-in for this team. Grants Force Blast, which might be nice if somebody, based my team and I need him to get away. So this is really the best call-in for this team. The last thing we are going to talk about is the Enchanted Crowbar. Alright guys, so this is the Enchanted Crowbar. It is on here for one of the Dr. Octopuses to pick up. And the problem with this team that I was having was Invincible, getting around it. Especially characters with multiple clicks of Invincible. So what this does is it takes Invincible and Impervious and turns it into Invulnerability. And then gives the wielder the Enchanted Crowbar Exploit Weakness. So what I'm hoping to do is whichever Doc Ock has 13 attack, they're also going to be the one with the Enchanted Crowbar to whack the bad guy with the best defense, and then the other one just comes in and cleans up. Alright, so now that we know all the individual figures on this team, we'll talk about how it runs. So what you would do is, hopefully first turn you one map. If you're playing in an ROC, you put them on that underground map. If you're playing in a WizKids Open, Worlds, Nationals, something like that, you put them on the... it's escaping me right now. The map from Star Trek with all the blocking terrain. You would put them on that one. Then what you would do is you'd take your free actions with both Dr. Octopuses to put the 2 pairs of tentacle tokens on each of them. Then you would have Fugitoid carry everybody to wherever your Enchanted Crowbar is. Then your next turn, you would pick up the Enchanted Crowbar with one of the Dr. Octopuses, and then you would take your turn off. Then your third turn, you would be giving both Dr. Octopuses power actions to remove both tentacle pair tokens. Then you are using Red Leader and you're power actioning him to give whoever has the Enchanted Crowbar a 13 attack, and you are having Fugitoid carry everybody over, having the Dr. Octopus's base. Whoever it is they're attacking, since they have that giant reach, it'll make it nice too in case they KO whoever they're flurrying. You have the Enchanted Crowbar, Dr. Octopus attack whoever it is first. They'll have a 13 attack. You'll have all these outwits to outwit anything else. So if somebody has shape change or combat reflexes or something like that, you'll be able to have plenty of outwits to go ahead and take care of that. I would almost say during those first 2 turns, go ahead and push Moira McTaggart to get her to that outwit click so that you have a 4th one. I wouldn't push Fugitoid unless I had to. And then you swing away with your 8 flurry attacks, hoping to hit. If you notice, this team has Perplex and Outwit, but no probability control. It kind of hurt me a little bit to not have that, but I figured the 8 attacks would guard against missing on everything. Likelihood of missing on all those attacks is pretty slim. And then hopefully after you do that, the main threat's gone. Obviously they'll be able to retaliate. If you're playing in 300 point modern, it'll be with a retaliator, and you'll have to see who that will be to determine what you want to do. If it's Surtur or somebody like that, you might want to go ahead and just use your not perplexed up Dr. Octopus to try to hit him and KO him before you do anything else, because he will be able to hurt this team. That is something about this team, is they are a little squishy. They can't really take getting hit too well, but that is a lot of damage output. 24 clicks is no joke. That's going to be enough to take anybody out. If somebody is, for some reason, able to take out both of your Dr. Octopuses, you're still probably going to have Fugitoid. You might even have Red Leader, so you can call in that Cyclops and just swing away with 6 damage for that. And the 12 movement phasing teleport is going to make it so that you can cover a ton of field with this team. Especially, like I said, if you're on a map with a lot of blocking terrain, this team's going to be frightening to play against. So guys, go ahead and in the comments below, tell me what you like about this team, what you don't like, any improvements you see that need to be made, or shortcomings that make this team not something you would personally play. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Give a like. Feel free to share these videos, and if you want to support the channel, check out the description below this video for various ways to do that. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.